Offered me the floor for a few minutes, and I wanted something fun and entertaining for closing that day. So I'm Romain. I'm part of a company that's called AppEasy. You might have some difficulties to pronounce the name, so it's called AppEasy, and we are specialized into a SaaS platform for customer service, specialized into video communication. So we bet that at some point, in some case, we need synchronous interaction with some human on the other side. So after you pass all the steps through the self-care, the chatbot, the conversational AI that try to divert you to some static content, you ultimately reach an agent, and at some times this agent needs to see the situation around you to be completely helpful. And that's where we are. This solution is lying on a specific stack that we developed during 10 years, which is called API RTC. API RTC, it's kind of a PaaS platform that enables you to orchestrate your streams using WebRTC. It's based on Genus, and we're also implementing the signaling mechanism on that platform. So that's why I'm interested into WebRTC, especially that's because it's our core technology. We need to remember that WebRTC raised or is born at the same time that Flash was dying. Flash was all the way to implement a live video chat, and maybe for the better, we switched technology, and it let some room for WebRTC to raise and to conquer or to be adopted by the users. So the aim of this talk is just going through some use cases, all right? And I tried to get the most extreme use cases and some that are very trivial, right? You will know some of them. So it will be entertaining, right? It's a no-brainer, okay? So what kind of use case that we can see? We can find with WebRTC the instant video connection. Right? Okay. Everybody is using that every day. It's very rich. It's been enhanced with some transformation of the streams, so noise reduction, and also all the blurring things. So we've got a very high quality of communication with several participants in the same room. Also like the audio only chat, which is another part of that. Discord is one of the example. So it's become very popular also, and we removed all the video, but still we're about to see under the hood. We've got also like the web client that enables telcos to interact. I mean, virtual telcos like Aircall, which is the example that I took. Once you need to interact, in fact, you use the web app. You use a virtual telephone on your mobile or on your desktop to go through the classical voice infrastructure. Remote assistance, so that's more like AppEasy is a good example. So we enhance the interaction. We use the back camera, mostly the back camera of the phone, to see the environment of the customer, so that it can be held by an agent somewhere in a call center. And in fact, we also enhance with some interaction to reuse the data channel that is included into the WebRTC, to synchronize the states across the client, the customer, and the agent. For example, for doing some live pointing on the screen or live annotation, so that the customer knows where he needs to push a button or something. Remote presence, you might have seen that lately. So this is a French company, it's called La Vitre, which is quite surprising. And they try to do full-size communication, like you are in front of someone. It's kind of a door that you've got in your office, so that you can see another office that is somewhere else in the world. You've got the same thing, maybe not the same level of technology. You've seen that also, the Starline product that is made by Google. It's been out like a few months ago, or maybe a year ago, in fact. And it's like the quality of it is quite astonishing, and I guess they use behind the hood also some additional data through the data channel to contextualize the visual. Another use case is like the virtual events. You may know Walk Adventure, which is a French company that does that. So virtual world, they can call them they call themselves the 8-bits metaverse. So they do that, and so they don't use WebRTC to synchronize the state across the little characters, the players. They use WebSocket, but they use WebRTC to interact. Once they are close to another character, they can interact with a person by triggering a video call, and that switch to WebRTC. Virtual workspace, which is kind of the same, right? And you see this use case, in fact, you don't have character, you've got your little video that is in a virtual space. Cool enough, Kumo space, when you get closer to the people in a room, you you can hear them better. I mean, the volume of the voice of the people is directly linked to the distance that you have got with the people. So they link that together. I think that it's quite interesting. So if I've got a two-dimensional plane, a two-dimensional space, how can I play with all the parameters around the communication, video communication, to make it more vivid and more interesting. It's also interesting because you can have a large room with a lot of people, but you're not like, there is clarity in the discussion that you can have with the person that is just next to you. You don't hear everybody in the room, and that's great. TunaDesk, which is a remote control, so in fact it uses only the data channel to synchronize some state in on different devices, control over the web through a web interface. You see WebSocket, but it's not WebSocket, just to clarify. We might have known about WebTorrent, which does file streaming. So they use WebRTC to actually stream files across different, it's peer-to-peer streaming technology, so that it streams the same file to different people, and it in fact it uses those capacity to have a quite extended capacity to display media. There is also PeerTube, which is an equivalent of YouTube but decentralized, which is exactly yeah. And they use also WebRTC to stream the video. There's some. There's another use which is called a Snowflake, which is not database, right? Nothing related. In fact, it's an anti-censorship network. So it uses WebRTC in a peer-to-peer network, so that they can, and the Tor network, so that it can go through the censorship of some countries. You might guess what countries I'm talking about. And it uses WebRTC to actually go through those firewalls and use the data channel of the WebRTC to synchronize and to get the data from out the firewalls into their countries. Live actions. you can guess. You need a very low latency connection so that the auction is valuable, or it can be done virtually, both virtually, remotely, and also physically in the same room. Another one is gambling and betting. Same reason, you need to be at the same time on that with all the players that are chatting together. Live commerce, we've seen an example with Lorenzo, I guess, so on selling things, so you need to interact. So yeah, and they use also, like, some of them implement the chat capability through the data channel, even if it's not, yeah. Online education, we talked about that. I don't know who talked about the head thing. Irene, yes, right. So yeah, good example. It was you also for the live commerce. Yeah, the Chinese app. What was it? No, it was not. It wasn't you. Okay. All right, robotic. You can see some project that is using WebRTC to get the stream from the camera on the robot so that the driver can see the environment of the robot. All right, TDF. So, thing that is good that when you do healthcare, sometimes it goes through images, and in fact, so endoscope is just a camera which is dedicated to some special operation, right? But it's just camera, so you can plug in your endoscope and say, right, I'm gonna take that stream and make it visible to some doctors somewhere else. And also, we got a use case where you can also have the heartbeat, the pulsation of the heart through some devices, and you use that data channel to get the data directly in front of in the interface of the doctor somewhere else. It was used. That's a use case that I've seen for emergency operations. So in some region they don't have enough doctor to be close enough to the population. For example, in some remote places. So instead they've got locally a pack of devices that they can plug in, and they can ring a doctor somewhere in a city so that they can have some prescription based on measuring the health constant. Yeah, kind of the same. Some on emergency response is I'm arriving on the ground. I'm a fireman, but I'm not trained to handle hydrogen fires. Hydrogen fires is totally different. So I share the situation to my leadership, and the leadership can guide me. So whether it needs someone else or maybe taking an action right now instead of waiting for additional forces. Yeah, something else. Okay, if you want to do fitness in a network, you can do it, of course. But you can also run in a park. It's okay. Virtual concert. Someone else also gave I can't remember who the example. And you said, Alan, at some point you did you do a concert also for the TAT Summit or something?
It was TAT Hack, so we had
TAT Hack.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So as long as you need to be synchronized as players. So yeah, Lorenzo, it was your example. In fact, it was like a concert for the music players. It was not like public. It just like a closed loop with only players, so that they are synchronized. There was no big deal with streaming the broadcasting the video to large audience. It's all. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Yeah.